Well, despite its cancellation, this week the Acolyte started making a little bit more news. It remains a streaming hit, with Parent Analytics ranking it among the top 2.7% of TV shows in the US. Star Rebecca Henderson recently voiced support for the show, calling it, quote, a massive hit, which may be a little bit of an overstatement, and hinting that the backlash rather than the performance led to its cancellation. And while initial viewership was low, the show's growing fan base continues to push the quote or the hashtag renew the Acolyte movement. Meanwhile, Lucasfilm remains focused on Andor season 2, Ahsoka season 2, and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, leaving the future of the Acolyte really uncertain despite its enduring popularity. Nick, is there going to be a season 2 of the Acolyte, or is this just fan wishful thinking?
It is fan wishful thinking. I would love to say anything other than that. If they put a season 2, 3, 4 up, I would 100% watch it. You know this about me.
Yep.
This is a business decision. I know we see the streaming numbers. We've seen, second most popular thing behind Bluey for the year. Like, numbers are numbers, and I get it. But the amount of money that they spent, those viewing numbers are not bringing in new subscriptions. Those viewer numbers are not having enough of a monetary return impact that they're going, ooh, this is worthwhile, when they could do something for half the cost and recoup it in maybe get pushing for new subscribers or renewed subscribers. Because how many people, have a subscription, watch the show, and then drop it until the next show comes out? Like, there's plenty of people that are saving $20 a month for 6 or 8 months, and then they'll drop it for a couple and come back. They can do that. So I do think that this was a business decision at the end of the day. Yeah, there was other stuff you could attribute to it. There were some little factors along the way, but those numbers were not enough. So I don't think there's going to be a season 2. I really don't.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. I mean, again, there was the cost to do the show, but I also think you got to weigh in a little bit of the factor of the fan, I don't want to say backlash, because that's really giving it way too much credit, but the fact that it wasn't as widely loved as Mandalorian. You're not going to build on that. I think Ahsoka's got a season 2 coming primarily because it's going to be connected to all the films. So from that perspective, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think we're going to get one.
And here's the other thing. And as a parent and as someone who has to manage people in my real life job, I'm a tremendous fan of not rewarding bad behavior. So there is that part of me that's really upset that I don't think there will be a season 2.
Right.
Because just enough of the shitheads threw a fit and, showed their backsides and did the things they did, that a lot of them feel vindicated. A lot of them feel, see, they're not getting more because it was all the things they say it is that it wasn't. So that's the part that aside from the story, I would love to get more of that story. But the other part of it goes, this feels like a little bit of rewarding bad behavior. So do I wish we were getting it? Yes. Do I think we are? I don't.
Fair.
So we have another story this week. Mace Windu is returning in the upcoming Star Wars Hyperspace Stories Tides of Terror comic. Pete, you've heard of comics before.
Yes.
Joining Kit Fisto and Shaak T on a mission to an underwater research facility on Tortoise. When the structure begins to collapse, the Jedi must rescue those trapped inside while battling massive sea creatures. Despite knowing their fates in Revenge of the Sith, fans are excited to see these Jedi in action again. Many fans for many years have posited theories that Mace Windu survived being yeeted out the window by little Annie. You, Pete, you get to bring him back into the current landscape of film and TV that we have.
All right.
How are you doing that?
I have to say my initial reaction is I'm not. I mean, I love Mace Windu, but I kind of feel like he got thrown out the window. It's over, Johnny. I think it's, but actually I think if I was sort of, if Kathleen Kennedy said, no, you have to bring him back, I would do so. I would probably have him come back as almost sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of almost a villain, but sort of an anti-hero, right? I would have him come back angry, and kind of, almost out for revenge in a way, and sort of a non-Jedi situation. But that's the way I would bring him back. I'd bring him back in live action, or actually maybe a better way to do it is let's bring him into Book of Boba Fett. Let's have Boba Fett and him run into each other and make some sort of connection.
Settle that long score.
Yeah. Now I feel like I gotta bring in Chris to get his opinion on how he would handle this. He's also, I'm sure, Chris, the comic book has a hit yet? Is it on shelves?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet. It was just announced. It's probably gonna be like midsummer before that comes.
Okay, cool.
Where would I bring in Mace Windu?
Yeah,
I think the first appearance I would have for Mace Windu post Revenge of the Sith would be seeing him as a puddle wherever he landed, whatever level that was on Coruscant. That's where he would be. He's dead. He should stay. Someone's got to stay dead.
yes, agreed.
I'm not one to really take away work from other black actors, but he's dead. Or do flashbacks.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
something.
Put him in the Ahsoka series, right? Yeah, the
Yeah,
flashback.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or do something, like when you make a second season of, the Acolyte, and then you could have like a flash forward to the pre-Phantom Menace, and
Maybe have some hair on Mace Windu, right? Like some pre-bald.
As a Padawan, he did have hair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, though, how about this? How about maybe I think we might be able to all agree with this. A couple of weeks ago, when the news came out that perhaps Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were both going to be coming together in Ahsoka season 2, and I posited, why don't we do just like a 2-hour made for Disney movie about the Clone Wars as a sort of side mission that nobody saw, because the Clone Wars lasted a number of years, and have Mace be part of that, have him give the mission like he did in many of the episodes of Clone Wars, and be a part of it. Let's do it that way.
Like, granted, he's aged 20 plus years since then, but
so have we all.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, we all saw the Miss Marvel, not Miss Marvel. the was it Miss Marvel? Which was the one with Brie Larson?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Right.
Yeah, they could de-age. There's only but so much.
Yeah,
you can do on that one, but yeah, I would love that. Or make an animated thing. Just have him come back as doing the voice.
There you go.
That takes away from the other actor who did, all the Clone Wars actors or whatnot. But still, do it that way. But no, you can't have him survive with a metal arm and a cybernetic eye. That's stupid. It's the same.
Give him those spider legs.
Yeah.
Spider legs.
Yeah. That worked.
Right.
They keep doing.
You just can't keep going back to that well.
Yeah. Some people had to stay dead.
All right. Thank you, Chris. All right, Nick. I think we have another story that we were covering this week. I love it. It's true. They just stay dead. Stay dead.
Just stay dead.
Well, speaking of staying dead, the official trailer for there's a connection there. Andor died at the end of Rogue One. Spoiler alert. I'm really sorry. The official trailer for Andor season 2, though, has arrived, and it's showcasing Cassian Andor's next steps toward the Rebel Alliance. The footage teases high stakes missions, including a possible TIE fighter theft, while Cassian wrestles with this role in the fight. Luthen Rael ominously declares that then it will burn brightly as tensions rise between Saw Gerrera and Mon Mothma, with the return of Orson Krennic and Deidre Miro and Cyril Karn, plus the whole intense political intrigue and daring heists that we got in season 1. The final season promises to be action-packed, emotional, and just exciting as all get out. It premieres on Disney Plus on April 22nd. Nick, that is next month. This trailer had a much more serious tone to it than the first one. It used more classic Star Wars style music. What does season 2 have to do, in your opinion, to ensure that this entire series is a success?
I would say probably start with being released in 1980. Ahead of social media and the internet, where there's not the opportunity for a bunch of little whiny jackasses to complain about how there's bricks and screws in it. It doesn't. This is the thing. It doesn't have to do anything. It is phenomenal work. We know from season 1, we know the quality of the actors that are in it. We know the quality of the people that are putting it together. It's going to be fantastic. If you don't like it, guess what? That's fine. It's not for you. Yep. Go watch Revenge of the Sith. Go watch Return of the Jedi. Go watch Force Awakens. Go watch the holiday special. Whatever the thing is that's your thing, watch that thing a whole bunch of times. Watch it, figure out the math, do some paper, get some pens, some pencils, add up the total amount of time that Andor is, and take that number and go watch that much Star Wars of something you like.
There you go.
Trade them out. 1-for-1 swap. If you don't like this, it's fine. It doesn't have to be for you, but this is going to be great. And I'm so excited about it. I'm excited for it to have a little bit faster pace. I feel like that first season, we had to build, we had to plant some seeds, we had to grow some stuff. I feel like this one's going to kind of be hitting the jets from the beginning, which is very exciting. And I think that's also going to work with getting 3 episodes a week for 4 weeks in a row. But what does it have to do to be a success? Nothing. It's a success already. I'm ready for it.
Nice. Yeah, I actually, we talked a little bit about it when it came out, the concept came out, but I'm excited for a new Star Wars movie every week for 4 weeks. That's the way I'm looking at this. It's
please put it in the theater. Drop something next week that tells me I can go to the theater once a week and watch this.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it would be worth it.
Yes, I would pay cash money, and then I would buy your freaking popcorn and your overpriced sodas, and we would have fun and we would go. So let's do it.
I'm here for you, AMC. I got you.
You're so generous.
Exactly. Well, speaking of Andor, we've got one more news story tonight. Andor showrunner Tony Gilroy hopes that the show's success will inspire Lucasfilm to explore new Star Wars genres like horror or a sitcom. In an interview with SFX magazine, Gilroy said, Andor and Skeleton Crew proved that the franchise can evolve beyond traditional space opera storytelling. I love this. He even pitched a Star Wars courtroom drama to Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. If there's some BTS footage that I want on YouTube, I want Tony Gilroy pitching Kathy Kennedy about like Law and Order, but in Star Wars. Gilroy believes the galaxy far, far away is ready for fresh and unexpected stories. Pete, do you think the show's success will actually translate to new content strategies? It feels like the quick cancellation of Acolyte, the company may be more hesitant to take risks. Is this going to open up some doors, or is it going to be kind of, toe the line and be safe?
I love the idea, and I'm with you. And we've talked for years on the show about, give us a Star Wars, 3-camera comedy, give us a Star Wars, courtroom drama or whatever. But I think West Wing, Matt, drink.
Andor is, Matt, drink. But Andor is Star Wars West Wing. I've let that one go.
Yeah. But to your point, and Kelsey mentioned this a little bit in our conversations offline, I think what we're seeing is Star Wars kind of looking to return to its comfort zone. I think, I think the ideas were there. I think Skeleton Crew worked really well because people need to recognize that Skeleton Crew returned more to the Star Wars roots than anything else we've seen in any of the shows, even Rogue One or Andor, because Rogue One wasn't necessarily a traditional Star Wars movie. It was fantastic, and it told a very specific part of the Star Wars story and was done so well. And Andor did that as well. But I really think I think that they're going to get a little bit. I think they're a little shy of that. I mean, what was it? It was when we had Sheer on our show, and he said that literally Lucasfilm said, enough of the goofy shit. We're not doing that. Star Wars is not funny. And so, it's a missed opportunity. I want to see Detours. I want to see Paul's show. But I just don't feel like I think we're going to live that through Lego, which is fine because I think Lego does a great job with it. But I don't see us getting comedy or anything that's not Star Wars in the traditional sense.
Detours is one of those things that, like, the more you kind of like sit still and think about it and take some time to like realize that they created 2 full seasons and like it's literally sitting somewhere. The way people feel about the Acme movie, which apparently has finally been purchased and is going to get released at some point. But like I've watched a couple of old episodes of George Lucas Talk Show, and of course we know that's a a spoof and a improv, whatever. But like as they've had some folks on that worked on it, Seth Green was on one of those episodes, and they're talking about like this is a fully formed thing that's just out there. I would, again, Disney wants to make some money. I'll pay another subscription fee to put that on Disney Plus and get a chance to watch it. Like there's other opportunities. And I just hope that one day, maybe they loosen the grip on how self-serious it is. I don't know if that's the way I want to look at it, but it feels a little bit like it. Like you said, Paul Scheer said, you know, he was told Star Wars isn't funny. That's why After Darth didn't take. I don't know. I would love to see it, and I'm comfortable going. Yeah, if it's too slapsticky, guess what else? Still don't have to watch it. Just like I said before.
Well, I think that's the thing too. Is I firmly believe. I think we just have to live long enough to see it, because once management changes over at some point, I mean, who ever would have thought we would have gotten the Boba Fett cartoon from the Christmas holiday special available in the Ewok shows. Yeah, I think it'll get out there. I think that,
and isn't it just, and I'm just sorry, I'm thinking about this as we're processing this conversation.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that he's told, and of course it is post George Lucas, you know, the conversations about Star Wars not being funny, that kind of thing. We laughed our asses off at Robot Chicken, and Robot Chicken Star Wars stuff is so funny. And guess what? George Lucas was involved with that, did voices in it, signed off on it.
Yeah.
And then Disney took over. So it is more of a corporate strategy. It's a little more of a, you know, it's a different mindset, because George Lucas is a weird guy, but he also kind of has that weird sort of sense of humor that, like, some of the things he did that tried to be funny weren't funny, but then there are other moments you're like, he kind of gets it. And
so you're saying we can blame Kathleen Kennedy for it?
No, because we love Kathleen Kennedy. She's done so much good stuff.
Okay.
She gets a pass for all of it.
I was hoping we finally had a reason to say it.
Sorry, not this time.
Not this one.
Save your banner and balloons for another day, my friend.
Damn it. Well, that's gonna do it for the news tonight.
So it's where we can report the news. We love reporting the news.
We do it every week, but you can read the full stories. There's more stories than we covered here on the sswnetwork.com. And again, just keep an eye on that site. You can subscribe to the site while you're there. Just get a little reminder. And we update the news as it happens.